Welcome to part 3 of 1 hour of fun. Facts about sailing. Get ready to learn amazing facts about the world that you definitely didn't know until now. Let's get started right now. India is the largest country in the world in terms of film production. Bollywood, its film industry, produces hundreds of films a year. Bollywood refers to the films that have been produced in the city of Mumbai, such as Kaho Na Pyar Hai, which earned prominent recognition in the Guinness Book of Records for being awarded an impressive total of 92 awards. Cuba is the only country in the world where taxis are vintage vehicles known as almendrones for their elongated shape. These vehicles, once symbols of luxury and opulence in the United States during the 1950s and 1960s, have now become an integral part of the Cuban landscape. Defying the passage of time and economic constraints, Ingenuity, the tiny shoebox-sized helicopter, made history as the first drone to fly on Mars. This groundbreaking feat occurred on April 19, 2021, when Ingenuity lifted off from the Martian surface, rising a few meters above the Martian soil before returning to solid ground. This short but significant flight marked a milestone in space exploration and opened up new possibilities for scientific research on the red planet. There is a type of crab that has one claw much larger than the other. This one is named fiddler crab because of the shape of its claw, which resembles the body of a violin. Males of this species have one large claw and one small claw. The large claw, which is much more showy, is used by males for competitions for territory and mating, and the small claw, although less showy, is the strongest and is used for feeding. South Africa is the only country to have had 3 Nobel Peace Prize presidents: Albert Luthuli for his nonviolent struggle against apartheid, as well as Desmond Tutu, and the third is the well-known Nelson Mandela. Mount Roraima in Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana, a tepui or table mountain, is one of the oldest geological formations in the world. Its vertical cliffs and flat top inspired Arthur Conan Doyle's novel, The Lost World, and Disney Pixar's animated film Up. Disc golf, also known as disc golf or frisbee golf, is a sport that combines elements of traditional golf with the throwing of flying discs. In this sport, players throw discs designed specifically for this sport from a teeing area into a series of holes that are usually marked by metal baskets or netted posts. The objective is to complete each hole in as few throws as possible, just like in traditional golf. Kombucha is a fermented drink of ancient origin that is obtained from the fermentation of sweetened tea with a colony of bacteria and yeast known as SCOBY, similar to a gelatinous disc, and can give rise to unusual comparisons, such as an alien. The famous Apple logo, the bitten apple, was created to avoid it being confused with a cherry. Originally, the idea was to represent a whole apple. However, the decision was made to bite it to avoid confusion with another fruit, the cherry. The largest insect in the world is the atlas moth. With a wingspan of up to 30 centimeters, the atlas moth is truly impressive. It goes through a complete metamorphosis, just like other insects. Setenil de las Bodegas is a beautiful village located in the province of Cadiz, in Spain, with a unique architecture. Many of the houses are literally located under large rocks and cliffs. The Petronas Towers in Malaysia were the tallest buildings in the world from 1996 to 2004. Did you know that there is a bamboo bicycle? The bamboo bicycle is an ingenious and eco-friendly creation. Its main frame is made of bamboo canes, a light and resistant material, which is joined together using artisanal and modern techniques. Did you know that there are also bicycles for 3 people? The tandem bicycle is a special variant of bicycle designed to be ridden by 2 or more people. It usually has 2 seats, although sometimes it has up to 3 seats and pedals accordingly, allowing cyclists to pedal together in harmony. Rihanna is originally from Barbados and is a cultural and tourism ambassador for the island. Born in Barbados in 1988, Rihanna not only brings the island's talent to the world stage, but has also maintained strong ties to promoting tourism, community projects, and charitable causes in Barbados. In Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat, France, there is one of the most expensive and beautiful houses in the world called Villa Les Cèdres. This has been purchased by a Ukrainian tycoon for 200 million euros. The tallest man alive today is Sultan Kösen, Born in 1982 in Turkey, Sultan Kosen reached an impressive height of 2.51 meters. The airport in Funchal, Madeira, Portugal is known because it was renamed Cristiano Ronaldo International Airport. The Tri-Point, also known as the Tri-Point Austria, Slovakia, Hungary, is a unique place where the borders of three countries converge: Austria, Slovakia, and Hungary. This point is located on the Danube River near the city of Bratislava, the capital of Slovakia. What makes this place particularly special is that there is a restaurant located right on the riverbank, where you can sit and enjoy a meal while having a panoramic view of all three countries. The first known photograph taken in history was captured by Joseph Nicephore Niepce in 1826 or 1827 in France. The image, known as the Point de Vue de Gras, shows a view from the window of Niepce's home. There is a hotel in Churchill, Manitoba, Canada, known as the Polar Bear Hotel, where guests can observe polar bears from the safety of their room. The oldest internet domain still active is symbolics.com, registered on March 15, 1985. In Singapore, Changi Airport has a 40-meter indoor waterfall, the world's tallest indoor waterfall at an airport. The quahog clam, which lives in the North Atlantic and North Pacific Oceans, is one of the world's longest living animals, able to live for more than 400 years. The highest recorded horse jump was 2.47 meters, performed by a horse named Huaso X Faithful in Chile in 1949. The durian fruit, known for its strong and peculiar smell, is banned in many hotels and public transport systems in Southeast Asia due to its unpleasant aroma. Nigeria is the most populous country in Africa and the 7th most populous in the world. It is also known for having a vibrant film industry known as Nollywood, which produces films at a rate second only to Bollywood and Hollywood. The most well-known and iconic Nollywood film is Nollywood Queen, otherwise known as Living in Bondage. This film, directed by Chris Obi Rapu, was released in 1992 and marked the beginning of the Nigerian film industry as we know it today. Living in Bondage tells the story of a young man who engages in dark rituals to achieve material success, facing the consequences of his actions. The city of Yazd in Iran is famous for its wind towers, known as bad gears, whose main purpose is to harness cool winds and channel them into buildings, providing welcome relief from the scorching summer heat in this desert region. These are built from local materials such as mud and brick, and their conical or cylindrical shape is designed to capture even the faintest breeze. Airbus and Audi have collaborated on the development of an autonomous air taxi concept known as Pop-Up Next. It is billed as a hybrid vehicle between an electric car and a drone, designed to ease traffic congestion in cities and provide a faster and more efficient urban mobility solution. The vehicle features an electric ground driving module developed by Audi, which can be attached to an autonomous drone manufactured by Airbus to hover through the air. Mount Thor in Canada is located in Auyutuk National Park on Baffin Island, which is characterized by its vertical wall, which is considered the highest in the world. With a vertical drop of over 1,250 meters, the wall of Mount Thor is the highest in the world. Climbing Mount Thor is a challenge that few dare to face. With its unpredictable weather conditions and rugged terrain, the ascent to the peak demands technical skill, physical endurance, and unwavering determination. In India, henna painting on brides is an iconic tradition. On the wedding day, the bride's hands and feet are decorated with intricate henna designs that symbolize love and good fortune. Did you know that there is an animal that has red eyes? Yes, the famous tree frog. This frog is known for its large red eyes and ability to camouflage itself in its surroundings. It also has webbed toes and a disc-shaped structure at the tips of its fingers that allows it to easily climb and grab onto tree leaves and branches. Catalina de Arauso, also known as La Monja Alferez, was a female nun who disguised herself as a man, becoming a soldier for almost 2 decades in the 17th century. Switzerland is known for its neutrality and is home to many international organizations, including the headquarters of the International Red Cross and the World Health Organization. The Margherita pizza was invented in Naples, Italy, and was created in honor of Queen Margherita of Savoy. Pharaoh ants, also known as Monomorium pharaonis, are small but incredibly resourceful. When they encounter obstacles in their path, such as pools of water or cracks in the ground, These ants deploy an amazing strategy to overcome them. They create living bridges using their own bodies. The ants begin to form a living chain, interconnecting with each other using their jaws and legs. In Iceland, Christmas is celebrated with 13 Yule lad, meaning Christmas elves, who bring gifts or punishments to children during the 13 nights before Christmas. The Yule lads are children of the feared giants Grýla and Lepaludi, who also have their own story in Icelandic mythology. Each of the 13 Yule lads has their own personality and brings with them a different peculiarity during the nights before Christmas. For example, Stekkjastaur, the sheep herder, is known for scaring sheep and is the first to arrive. On December 12th, then there is also Giljagar, who hides in stables and steals milk from cows. In China, there is a staircase on Taihang Mountain that is considered the most dangerous in the world. It is carved into the side of an 800-meter-high cliff. Accessing the staircase requires courage and determination, as visitors must brave a steep and dangerous climb with only a rusty metal railing as protection between them and the abyss that stretches below. The vanilla plant produces a vanilla pod, which is the second most expensive spice after saffron due to its laborious cultivation process. During World War II, the Japanese launched more than 9,000 fire balloons into the jet stream toward North America, hoping to start forest fires. Shinjuku Station in Japan is the busiest station in the world, with more than 3 million people a day passing through its halls. In Fez, Morocco, tanneries still exist, historic sites where the traditional process of treating animal skins into leather takes place, and the leather made in Fez is considered some of the finest in the world. In 1804, Meriwether Lewis and William Clark led a U.S. government-funded expedition to explore the newly acquired Louisiana Purchase territory. They were the first Americans to cross the continent to the west. There is an area between Egypt and Sudan called Bir Tawil that is not claimed by any country, making it one of the few no-man's lands in the world. The Fallingwater House, also known as Fallingwater, is designed by architect Frank Lloyd Wright and is an icon of modern architecture. Built over a waterfall in Bear Run, Pennsylvania, the house seems to blend seamlessly with the surrounding nature. The pangolin is the only mammal with scales, and they are made of keratin, the same as our nails and hair. And what's more, its tongue is very surprising, which is long and sticky and is an impressive tool for collecting ants and termites, which are the pangolin's main food. On the shores of Lake Titicaca, there is Aramu Muru, better known as the Door of the Gods. It is a 7-meter rock-carved structure found in southern Peru. The local legend surrounding the Door of the Gods speaks of a portal to another dimension or even to the world of the gods. It is said that those who venture through this portal may experience interdimensional travel or encounters with divine entities. The sea dragon is a fascinating marine fish that belongs to the same family as seahorses and pipefish. It has a long, slender body covered in filaments and leaf-like appendages that resemble seaweed for camouflage. Like seahorses, the male sea dragon is responsible for incubating the eggs deposited by the female on its abdomen. The Zundap Janus is a very peculiar car that was produced by the German company Zundap between 1957 and 1958. What makes the Janus so unique is its symmetrical design, which features doors at both ends of the vehicle, allowing passengers to enter and exit from either side. The Toyota company produces more cars than any other automotive company in the world. It is estimated that it manufactures around 10 million vehicles each year worldwide. There is the species of black swans. The black swan is native to Australia and is recognized by its distinctive plumage, its red beak, and its gray legs. These majestic birds inhabit wetlands, rivers, lakes, and estuaries. Hurling is a traditional sport of Irish origin that combines elements of different sports. From football, since you must score goals to win. From rugby, because you can make tackles and there is the scrum. And from hockey, because of the use of sticks to hit the ball. Did you know that beet juice exists? It is obtained by squeezing or blending beets and is a refreshing and nutritious drink with a sweet, strong taste and different from more conventional drinks. Japan is home to the longest pedestrian suspension bridge in the world, the Kokinoe Bridge on the island of Kyushu, which spans 390 meters over a deep gorge. In the desert of Mauritania, dozens of abandoned ships lie in the sand, creating a surreal and mysterious landscape. It is believed that the ships were abandoned in the 1980s due to lack of access to the sea. The beluga whale is known to be the canary of the sea, an aquatic singer. This is a species of small cetacean that lives in the Arctic and the subarctic region. In addition, they swim in shallow waters, which allows them to get close to the coast. And not only do they come close to the coast, being a very curious animal, they also approach ships looking for company. Did you know that there is an animal similar to the anteater, but much larger? The giant anteater is an animal that can measure 2 meters in length, twice as long as the common anteater. It is important to clarify that despite their name, anteaters are not related to true bears and that they belong to the sloth family. The Holi festival is a Hindu celebration of spring that involves throwing colored powder at people, symbolizing the victory of good over evil and the arrival of spring. The Kowloon walled city in Hong Kong is a labyrinthine and chaotic complex of buildings. The buildings are superimposed on each other, creating an urban labyrinth like no other. This is all because at one point in its history, Kowloon City operated with virtually no formal government or laws. George Clooney owns a villa in Italy called Villa Oleandra on Lake Como. The villa features stunning gardens, a pool overlooking the lake where you can enjoy peace and privacy. Deep in the jungle off the island of Madagascar lives a hunter unknown to many, the fossa. This carnivorous predator, with its elegant silhouette and graceful movements, is the largest carnivore in Madagascar and is a formidable hunter, able to take down prey larger than itself and climb trees with ease. Keanu Reeves, known for his humility and powerful performances, was born in Beirut, Lebanon in 1964. The winery with the largest wine collection in the world is the Mlăsti Mici in Moldova. This winery has around 2 million bottles of wine and has around 200 kilometers of tunnels like the ones we see here. The oldest restaurant in the world is the Botín restaurant, which is located in Madrid and opened its doors in 1725. The Canadian flag has a maple leaf instead of a star or a shield. This choice is due to the fact that the maple leaf is a very important symbol for Canada, being a native tree of this country that is widely distributed throughout its territory. On the island of Mauritius in the Indian Ocean lies the Earth of 7 colors. This landscape, located in the village of Chamarel, is made up of sand dunes of different colors that stretch over 7 hectares. Dua Lipa is trilingual. Born in London to Albanian parents, Dua Lipa not only inherited musical talent, but also the richness of linguistic diversity in her home, as she can speak English, Albanian, and Spanish. Indonesia is home to the largest number of mammal species in the world, including the Sumatran orangutan, Javan rhinoceros, and Sumatran tiger. Romania has one of the oldest and best preserved forests in Europe, known as the Hoia Baciu Forest. This forest is famous for its paranormal phenomena and UFO sightings. In Alaska, United States, there is a small town called Whittier, where most of the residents live in a single building known as the Begich Towers. This building houses housing, a school, a grocery store, and other services, all under one roof. In the 2010 census, it gave that this town has 220 inhabitants. Paris Hilton is a public figure and heiress of the Hilton hotel chain. She is a member of the famous Hilton family, which owns the eponymous hotel chain. Although her last name is closely linked to the hotel industry, Paris Hilton has forged her own path in the world of entertainment and business. She became a media phenomenon in the late 1990s and early 2000s, thanks to her extravagant lifestyle and appearances on reality shows such as The Simple Life, where she starred alongside her then best friend, Nicole Richie. The Davis Divan was an automobile manufactured in the United States in the 1940s, notable for its quirky and unconventional design. The Davis Divan featured a 3-wheel design with 1 wheel in the front and 2 in the back, giving it a distinctive, futuristic appearance. Additionally, it had a streamlined aluminum body and a spacious cabin with seating for 6 people arranged in a divan-like fashion, hence its name. Oreo cookies were introduced in 1912 and have maintained their original design. The original recipe and design for Oreo cookies were created by the National Biscuit Company, or Nabisco, which later merged with Kraft Foods, now called Mondelez International. Do you know of an annual event in Germany that celebrates Krampus, the demonic companion of Saint Nicholas? Nicholas? For those who are not familiar, Krampus is a mythological figure who represents the demon who punishes bad children during Christmas, in contrast to Saint Nicholas, who rewards good children. This is an annual event where people dress up as Krampus and parade through the streets, scaring and delighting crowds. In Hungary, it is forbidden to make toasts. The rafflesia is the largest flower in the world. This impressive flower can reach a diameter of up to 1 meter, making it one of the wonders of nature. Native to the rainforests of Southeast Asia, particularly countries such as Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and the Philippines, the flower takes months to develop, and once it is ready to bloom, it emits a strong, unpleasant odor, similar to that of rotting meat. This foul odor attracts scavenging insects, such as flies and beetles, which are responsible for pollinating the flower. The quetzal is an iconic bird that inhabits the lush jungles of Guatemala and other parts of Central America that is characterized by the great length of its tail, which can reach a length of up to 1 meter. Mammatus clouds are a special type of cloud that are characterized by their distinctive bag-like appearance. These cloud formations are often seen at the base of thunderstorms. Civita di Bagnoregio is a village in Italy that is slowly sinking into the ground. This charming place stands out for its unique location on top of a clay hill. Over the centuries, erosion and earthquakes have caused its slow sinking into the ground. The constant erosion of the clay hill on which this village sits has led to its gradual sinking. This phenomenon has made access to the village more difficult. In Iceland, the Jökulsá á Fjöllum River forms an impressive waterfall known as Dettifoss, the most powerful waterfall in Europe. The Dettifoss waterfall has a drop of approximately 45 meters and a width of 100 meters. It is known for its extremely high flow rate and powerful water flow. The Toyota logo depicts a human eye looking into the future and towards the endless technology of Toyota. Did you know that Natalie Portman was born in Jerusalem, Israel, and holds dual Israeli and American citizenship? The Volkswagen Beetle, one of the most iconic cars, was designed by Ferdinand Porsche, the father of the man who founded the Porsche sports car brand. Ferdinand Porsche was a renowned Austro-Hungarian engineer who was behind the design of the Volkswagen Beetle on behalf of the Nazi regime in the 1930s, who were looking for an affordable and simply designed car for the German masses. However, Ferdinand Porsche did not found the Porsche sports car brand. The Porsche sports car brand was founded by Ferdinand Porsche's son, Ferdinand Ferry Porsche, in 1948 when he launched the 356 model, and is known today for its high-performance sports cars. The oldest airline in the world, to the surprise of many, is KLM Royal Dutch Airlines, which was founded in 1919. The largest castle in a cave is Pajama Castle in Slovenia, which was built in the 13th century. It was built on this site in order to protect its back from potential enemies. Georgina Bloomberg, a well-known American equestrian who competed in show jumping for many years, is the daughter of media mogul and former New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg. Michael owns Bloomberg LP, a technology company that focuses on financial advice, software and data, and also operates Bloomberg News, which provides business news. In 1937, the German airship Hindenburg caught fire while attempting to land in Lakehurst, New Jersey, during a transatlantic flight. The accident resulted in the deaths of 36 people and marked the end of the era of airships as a form of commercial transportation. In India, there is a temple dedicated to rats called Karni Mata, where rats are worshipped and allowed to roam freely around the temple. New Zealand's currency features images of animals unique to the country, such as the kiwi and the kakapo. The Koh-i-Noor diamond, one of the world's largest gemstones, has passed through the hands of several monarchs throughout history and is currently held by the British Crown, guarded in the Tower of London. The largest glacier on Earth is located in Antarctica and is called the Lambert Glacier. It is more than 60 miles wide at its widest point. In the town of Coober Pedy, Australia, much of the population lives in underground houses to escape the extreme heat of the desert. About 60% of the inhabitants seek shelter from the high temperatures in underground structures. The largest opal mines on the planet are located in these areas, and about 2/3 of the 3,000 residents subsist on mining-related jobs. The horses can sleep both lying down and standing up, thanks to a locking mechanism in their joints that allows them to stand upright without effort. Sea otters sleep by floating on the surface of the water to avoid being caught by predators while they rest. The Mississippi alligator is a reptile that has been around since the age of the dinosaurs and has remained virtually unchanged for millions of years. The antlion is a species of insect that builds funnel-shaped sand traps to catch its prey, which includes other small insects. These are designed to fool other small insects that walk through the sand. The antlion buries itself partially under the sand in wait, while holding its jaw open, ready to catch any prey that falls into its trap. Sign language is a complete and complex language with its own grammar and structure, not just a system of gestures. The musk deer is the world's most cold-resistant mammal, able to survive in temperatures as low as -50 degrees Celsius. The largest star known to date is UY Scuti, which has a diameter of approximately 1.7 thousand times that of the Sun. The first mobile phone with an integrated camera, the JS04, was launched by the Japanese company Sharp in 2000. It featured a 640 by 480 pixel VGA camera on the back of the phone, allowing users to take low-resolution but still meaningful photos. The world's deadliest venom is that of the Australian inland taipan snake. The Helix Bridge in Singapore is a pedestrian bridge located in Marina Bay, Singapore, and has a unique helical structure that resembles DNA. It is famous for its innovative architectural design and for offering stunning views of the city. The peculiar town of Beryl, situated on the border between Belgium and the Netherlands, is known for its territorial division, where the boundaries between the two countries are marked by lines that snake through streets, buildings, and even rooms. In Beryl, it is possible to find situations where a house is divided between Belgium and the Netherlands, with a line painted on the ground clearly delineating the borders. The mandarin duck is the most colorful duck in the world. These ducks have a clear sexual dimorphism, the males being especially striking, with bright colors on their head and body, including shades of orange, white, green, and blue. The females have a normal brown color. The Paris catacombs are a network of underground tunnels located beneath the city of Paris, France. These tunnels are known to house underground ossuaries containing the skeletal remains of millions of people. The catacombs were converted into a burial site in the 18th century when the city's cemeteries became unsanitary and overcrowded. In Japan, it is common for companies to have places where employees can take a nap. Studies say that taking short naps during the day improves concentration, creativity, etc. The kakapo, also known as the lettuce parrot, is a nocturnal parrot native to New Zealand, which is distinguished from other parrots by its surprising size. The kakapo is the heaviest parrot in the world, reaching up to 4 kilograms. In the city of Coffs Harbour, Australia, there is a giant banana-shaped monument, which commemorates the local banana growing industry. The giant banana measures approximately 11 meters long and 5 meters high, making it one of the largest banana-shaped structures in the world. In addition, it is made of fiberglass and steel, which gives it durability and resistance to the elements. The Guinness record for the longest plank in the world is held by Czech Josef Salek, who remained in an abdominal plank position for almost 10 hours. The disparity is not too significant compared to the previous record. Australian Daniel Scally had held out for 9 hours, 38 minutes, and 47 seconds. Salek surpassed that feat with an additional time of 8 minutes and 46 seconds at the Avatar Festival in Pilsen, Czech Republic. Plitvice Lakes National Park in Croatia is one of the most beautiful places in the world, famous for its turquoise lakes interconnected by waterfalls and surrounded by lush vegetation. There are 16 main lakes and over 90 waterfalls that feed into the Korana and Bijela rivers. It is a stunning example of natural beauty and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Guinness record for the longest time to control a soccer ball was achieved by Eric Hernandez from Cuba after he kept control of the ball for over 12 hours. 40% of food in the United States ends up being wasted. The Renault Twizy is a quirky, compact electric vehicle that has been grabbing attention due to its unique design and features. One amazing thing about the Twizy is that its battery is easily and conveniently removable, allowing it to be charged at any standard power outlet. The Twizy features an asymmetrical design, as on the driver's side, it features a gull wing-like door. And on the passenger side, the Twizy doesn't have a proper door, but rather an open space that gives you a sense of freedom. In 1994, in Jeff Bezos' garage in Seattle, Amazon.com was born. Bezos' vision was simple but ambitious: to create the world's largest online bookstore. He started with a handful of employees and a modest catalog of books. Iran is a country of rich history and culture, but when it comes to hairstyles, the situation is a little different. Everyone has traditional, sober hairstyles. Why? This is because extravagant hairstyles, such as Western haircuts or excessive use of hair gel, are prohibited. Hairstyle regulation in Iran is quite strict, and hair salons here offer a limited selection of hairstyles that meet the standards set by the government. On an average day, the Earth is hit by more than 8 million lightning strikes. Although it seems incredible, in some parts of China, you can find vending machines that offer live crabs as if they were snacks. From crayfish to sea crabs, consumers can choose and purchase these crustaceans at any time of the day or night. While it may seem like an outlandish or even baffling idea to many, these vending machines have generated a great deal of interest and debate in China. Some see them as a convenient way to get fresh seafood, while others question the ethics and animal welfare. The record for the longest hair is held by the so-called real-life Rapunzel, Jia Kuping, at over 5.6 meters at its longest point. The person with the most tattoos in the world is Lucky Diamond Rich, a New Zealand performer and artist who has covered virtually his entire body in tattoos. He has 200% of his body tattooed, as he has redesigned the ones he already had. The largest swimming pool in the world is at the San Alfonso del Mar Resort in Algarrobo, Chile, which is approximately 1,013 meters long, more than a block long. Jessica Pegula is an American tennis player and daughter of Terry and Kim Pegula, who owns several professional sports teams in the United States, including the NFL's Buffalo Bills and the NHL's Buffalo Sabres. The Pegula family also has interests in other businesses, such as the natural gas industry and real estate. The cherimoya is a fruit native to the Peruvian Andes and the mountains of Ecuador. The cherimoya is a historical fruit believed to have been the favorite fruit of the Incas and was even appreciated by the Spanish explorer Christopher Columbus. It stands out for its wrinkled green skin and creamy white flesh. Its flavor is a unique blend of pineapple, strawberry, and banana, creating a truly special taste experience. Did you know that there is a poisonous jellyfish with tentacles that can reach more than 3 meters? Yes, the most poisonous animal of all is precisely this jellyfish, the box jellyfish. Its sting can cause excruciating pain, difficulty breathing, muscle paralysis, and even cardiac arrest. Its venom can be fatal to humans within minutes. It has caused several deaths over the years, especially in northern Australia, where it is most common. In Northern Ireland, there is one of the scariest bridges in the world, the Carrick-a-Reid Rope Bridge. This rope bridge links the mainland to the island of Carrick-a-Reid and is a popular tourist attraction. However, for some people, walking on the bridge, suspended 30 meters above the water, can be a terrifying experience. This bridge was built in 2008 to replace the original rope bridge. The new structure is safer and designed to withstand a greater number of visitors. The narrowest street in the world is the Spreuerhofstrasse in Reutlingen, a German city. It has a width that varies between 31 and 50 centimeters. Selena Gomez is the most followed woman on Instagram, with over 429 million followers. There is a phobia called nomophobia, which is the irrational fear of being without a mobile phone. It is a relatively new term that has become popular to describe this irrational fear or intense anxiety that some people feel when they are without their mobile phone or when they cannot use it. Peggy Whitson has become an inspiration to future astronauts as the person who spent the longest time outside of Earth. Peggy Whitson, born in 1960 in Iowa, USA, has spent 665 days in space. The youngest Nobel Peace Prize winner in the world is Malala Yousafzai from Pakistan. Malala defied the odds to become a symbol of the fight for girls' education. At a young age, her bravery led her to speak out against extremists who banned education. resulting in an attempt on her life in 2012. Despite the attempt to silence her, Malala emerged even stronger. In 2014, at the age of 17, she became the youngest person to receive the Nobel Peace Prize, a recognition of her tireless fight for the right to education. On Christmas Island, a non-self-governing territory of Australia, there is an annual migration of thousands of red crabs from the interior of the island to the coast to breed. Faik Bolkiah, known for his past at Leicester City, comes from one of the wealthiest families in the world. They own the investment company Brunei Investment Agency with an estimated fortune of $20 billion. Faik's father is Prince Jeffrey Bolkiah, who is the younger brother of the Sultan of Brunei, Hassan al-Bolkiah. One of the richest men in the world. Is the cheetah the fastest animal in the world? On land, yes, but it is not as fast as the peregrine falcon, an animal that can reach 320 kilometers per hour, more than double that, making it the fastest animal in the world. The flying fox is the largest bat in the world. Its wingspan can reach approximately 1.5 meters, allowing it to easily move through forests and search for food. Its main characteristic that distinguishes it from other bats that feed on blood or insects is that the flying fox is a frugivore, which means that it feeds mainly on fruits and nectar. In Hungary, there is the Memento Park Sculpture Garden, a park on the outskirts of Budapest that houses a collection of communist sculptures and monuments removed after the fall of the regime in Hungary. Among the park's most notable statues are depictions of communist leaders such as Lenin, Marx, and Engels. If you are enjoying it, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss any content. Let's keep going, and that's all. Do you know which is the animal that is most endangered? It is the Javan rhinoceros. This animal is found on the island of Java in Indonesia and in some adjacent areas of the island of Sumatra. It is estimated that there are less than 100 specimens of this species left in the wild, making it one of the most endangered animals in the world. Did you know that there is an airplane graveyard in the United States? This cemetery, located in the Mojave Desert, California, is a place where thousands of retired commercial and military aircraft are stored and scrapped. The cemetery spans a vast expanse of land, with rows and rows of aircraft lining the desert. It is estimated to be home to thousands of aircraft, from small aircraft to large commercial jets. The tallest man in history is Robert Wadlow. Standing at a staggering 2.72 meters tall, Wadlow is a legendary figure born in 1918 in Alton, Illinois, United States. Have you ever wondered what that gas arrow on your car dashboard means? Did you know that the arrow next to it indicates the location of the fuel tank? If you look closely at the arrow, you will notice that on some car models it points to the left, while on others it points to the right. This small arrow tells us where the gas tank is located in our vehicle. If it points to the left, it means that the tank is on the driver's side. If it points to the right, the tank will be on the passenger side. Cristiano Ronaldo is the male and also the most followed person on Instagram, with 617 million followers. Shooting stars, also known as meteors, are bright flashes that quickly cross the night sky. Although they are called that, they are not actually stars, but rather small particles of dust and rocks that enter the Earth's atmosphere at high speed. When a meteorite enters the Earth's atmosphere, it experiences intense friction with the air. This friction causes the meteorite to heat up quickly and vaporize, generating a bright flash in the sky known as a shooting star. Rita Moreno is one of the few artists to win an EGOT. The rarity and prestige of the EGOT lies in the ability of an artist to win an Oscar, an Emmy, a Grammy, and a Tony throughout their career. The Oscar for her role in West Side Story, the Emmy for her contributions in television, the Grammy for her musical achievements, and the Tony for her outstanding work in the theater. The Border Collie is considered the most intelligent dog in the world. The Border Collie's intelligence originates from its history as a herding dog. For centuries, these dogs were bred to work closely with shepherds, making quick and precise decisions to guide cattle. The Beatles hold the record for most record sales. From Please Please Me to Abbey Road, these four young men from Liverpool transformed popular music and transcended borders, selling more than 600 million copies. And that is why they are considered the most successful group in history. Did you know that there is an animal that can regenerate its limbs and internal organs, such as the brain? It is precisely the axolotl one of the rarest animals in the world, capable of regenerating even its heart in case of suffering some type of damage or heart disease. The busiest airport in the world is the Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in Atlanta, in the United States. It used to be one of the busiest airports in terms of passengers. This is because Atlanta is one of the most visited cities in the world for business. It is estimated that there are around 94 million passengers in 1 year. The fastest woman in the world is Florence Griffith Joyner from the United States. Born in Los Angeles and affectionately known as FloJo, she set records that still remain unbeaten: 10.49 seconds in the 100 meters and 21.34 seconds in the 200 meters. Betty White holds the record for the longest-running female television career. The actress, who died at the age of 99, began acting in 1939 at the age of 17 and had an exceptionally long television career, spanning over 80 years. The city with the most skyscrapers in the world is Hong Kong. China is known for having the most skyscrapers compared to any other city in the world, with a whopping 657. Did you know that an owl can fly without making a bit of noise? The owl is the least noisy of all animals, being able to fly silently, as we have said, because its feathers are soft and velvety, which prevents them from rubbing against each other during flight. In Greece, there is a beach called Navagio Beach, known for a shipwreck on the coast. It is famous for its white sand and turquoise waters, but what is really impressive is the shipwreck. Decades ago, in 1980, the ship Panagiotis, probably carrying contraband, was stranded on this remote coast during a storm. Despite its dramatic past, it has become an iconic tourist destination and is no longer easily accessible by land, which adds a touch of exclusivity. Did you know that there is an animal that is able to imitate the sound of other animals and thus fool its predators? We are talking about the crow, this black-feathered bird with a very strong and sharp beak that allows them to grab and manipulate objects with great skill, and is considered the most cunning animal in the world. Have you ever wondered how much silver is thrown into the Trevi Fountain and who takes it? The Trevi Fountain is famous for its tradition in which visitors throw coins into the water in the hope of returning to Rome one day. According to estimates, it is estimated that around 3,000 euros are thrown here daily. But here comes the intriguing part. Who is fortunate enough to collect all those coins? Every day, the coins are collected by employees of the city of Rome and donated to local charities. The double rainbow is an optical phenomenon characterized by the presence of two concentric rainbows in the sky. It is a beautiful and rare manifestation that fills us with wonder and admiration. Dua Lipa is trilingual. Born in London to Albanian parents, Dua Lipa not only inherited musical talent, but also the richness of linguistic diversity in her home, as she can speak English, Albanian, and Spanish. In Kazakhstan, there is the Baikonur Space Shuttle Farm, the world's first and largest rocket launch facility, located in the middle of the Kazakh desert. It is a fascinating place where historic space missions have been launched, including the launch of the first human into space, Yuri Gagarin. In addition to Gagarin's launch, it was from here that Soviet space probes were launched to the moon and other planets, as well as manned missions to the Mir space station, and more recently, to the International Space Station. This one is so big it has a total area of more than 6,700 square kilometers. In the animal world, there are many that have a reputation for being sleepyheads. But do you know which is the sleepiest animal in the world? Yes, it is the koala. It can sleep 22 hours a day, practically all the time. The world's first underwater car was the so-called Scuba, created by the Swiss company Rinspeed in 2008. It has two twin propellers and two engines. This model floats in the water until a hatch opens, flooding the bodywork and causing the car to sink to navigate. The player with the most cups won is Pelé. Emma Stone took her stage name because her birth name, Emily Stone, was already registered with the Actors Union. And instead of opting for a completely different name, Emily chose a variant, and thus Emma Stone was born. Maui is the most expensive island in Hawaii. Since its fire last year, prices have increased by up to 30%. Maui has luxury resorts that range from $400 to $1,000 per night or more. But the best thing about Maui is the hikes near the volcanoes and the jungle. Maluma's real name is Juan Luis Londoño Arias. The choice Maluma comes from a combination of the first letters of his mother's, father's, and sister's names. Maluma comes from the first letters of his mother's Marley, his father's Luis, and his sister's Manuela. The most active volcano in the world is the Kilauea volcano in Hawaii, which has been erupting continuously since 1983. In 2018, Kilauea had a powerful eruption which leveled over 700 homes, leaving thousands of families homeless. Hyenas can eat up to 80% of their body weight in a single meal. Hyenas, known for their intelligence and pack hunting skills, are formidable predators. But what makes hyenas stand out is their incredible eating ability. They can devour up to 80% of their body weight in a single meal. This is thanks to their inhibited feeding of eating rotting meat without suffering stomach problems, allowing them to make the most of any food. The real name of reggaeton and trap singer Mike Towers is Michael Torres. If we look, his stage name is a mere English translation of Michael Torres. The Saluki is recognized by the Guinness Book of Records as one of the oldest dog breeds currently in existence. With its majestic bearing and elegant lines, it stands as a living testimony to antiquity. Throughout history, its presence is recorded in Egyptian hieroglyphics and tombs from 2100 BC, and that is why it is known as the royal dog of Egypt. The Champagne Pool is one of the main attractions of Waiotapu in New Zealand. It is a large pool of boiling water that is characterized by its bubbling bubbles and the blue-green color due to the minerals found in the water. Its constantly boiling hot springs create an effervescent effect reminiscent of the bubbles in a glass of champagne, which is why it was called the Champagne Pool. The largest underwater hotel in the world is the Conrad Rangali Maldives, which is known for having the world's first underwater suite and also has a beautiful underwater restaurant. Did you know that there is an animal that can survive in the lowest possible temperature and also in extremely hot ones? A microscopic animal called the water bear, which lives in aquatic environments such as ponds, lakes and rivers, and humid ones such as moss and soil. This microorganism has developed a series of adaptations that allow it to survive in totally adverse conditions. Do you know what the oldest brewery in the world is? The Weihenstephan Brewery in Bavaria, Germany is recognized as the oldest continuously operating brewery in the world. Having started in 1040, it is almost 1,000 years old. And the largest square in the world? It is Tiananmen Square in Beijing, China. It is one of the largest squares in the world with colossal dimensions of 880 by 500 meters. Butterflies have their sense of taste in their feet. Butterflies have their sense of taste in their feet by having taste receptors in their legs and in the proboscis, a tubular organ that they use to suck nectar. This allows them to detect the flavors of the plants and flowers on which they land to feed. Fire has no shadow. This is because shadows are the result of the absence of light, and fire produces its own light. Gigi Hadid, one of the world's most recognizable supermodels, is the daughter of Mohammed Hadid, a successful Palestinian-American real estate developer, primarily in the Bel Air neighborhood of Los Angeles and the city of Beverly Hills. The world's strongest material is graphene, which is 200 times stronger than steel. Graphene is a material composed of a layer of carbon atoms arranged in a hexagonal structure. It is considered the hardest material in the world, being extremely strong and difficult to break. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is one of the most beloved and respected comedians in the entertainment industry. She is the daughter of William Louis-Dreyfus, a billionaire businessman and president of Louis-Dreyfus Company, one of the largest commodities companies in the world. However, Julia forged her own path in acting by demonstrating her comedic talent on iconic television shows such as Seinfeld. The real name of Colombian singer Sebastián Yatra is Sebastián Obando Giraldo. Giraldo confessed that it was his mother who advised him to choose the surname Yatra for spiritual reasons. Yatra means sacred path to the divine in Hindu, so she believed that with this her son would be lucky in his musical career. Do you want to know the beach with the whitest sand in the world? Whitehaven Beach in Australia is known for having some of the whitest sand in the world. Did you know what the largest lizard in the world is? On the remote islands of Indonesia, there lives a legendary creature that arouses admiration and amazement, the Komodo dragon. This is the largest lizard in the world. It can grow up to a length of 3 meters and weigh up to 70 kilograms, making it a true wonder of nature. This giant reptile has unique characteristics such as rough, scaly skin, a long forked tongue, and sharp teeth, as it is a great predator. Antalya is known as the City of Waterfalls. This is due to its amazing water jets, such as the Duden waterfall, which flows directly into the Mediterranean. It is also famous for its crystal-clear beaches, such as Konyaaltı and Lara. With over 300 days of sunshine a year, it is a paradise for sun and sea lovers. Monopoly was originally created to teach economics. The Monopoly board game was created in the 1930s to teach lessons about economics and finance. Schrödinger's cat is a famous thought experiment in quantum physics that explores the concept of superposition, where a cat can be simultaneously alive and dead until observed. We all know that the Burj Khalifa is the tallest building in the world. But what is the tallest building in Europe? It is the Lakhta Tower in St. Petersburg in Russia, with a height of approximately 462 meters. In high school, Einstein had trouble learning mathematics and was not an outstanding student. Furthermore, his rebellious attitude and disinterest in school discipline led to his being expelled from school in Germany. Despite this, he continued his education by moving to Switzerland and eventually earned his high school diploma in that country in 1896. He disliked the rigidity of the education system and preferred to learn in his own way. He often questioned what was taught in class and was frequently distracted, which contributed to his being expelled from school. On the south coast of New Zealand, at Cocoa Beach, lies a unique natural phenomenon, the Meraki stone balls. Approximately 120 of the stones are scattered across the beach, and they can reach up to 3 meters in diameter. Regarding their origin, the Maori, an indigenous people of New Zealand, have their own legend about the origin of these balls, which says that they are gourds that turned to stone when the Arataru canoe was shipwrecked on Meraki Beach. The word trivia comes from the Latin trivium, which refers to the first 3 liberal arts taught in ancient Rome. These arts were grammar, rhetoric, and logic. As in ancient Rome, these 3 arts were fundamental in the education of the elites. Grammar focused on the mastery of language, rhetoric on the ability of verbal persuasion, and logic on reasoning and argumentation. The southernmost city in the world is an Argentinian city called Ushuaia. By southern, we mean the one that is closest to the South Pole. With its snow-capped peaks, majestic canals, and rich history, this Argentinian city has earned the title of End of the World. The Maldives, known for its crystal-clear waters and vibrant coral reefs, are being threatened by rising sea levels. Climate change and rising global temperatures have caused glaciers to melt and ocean water to thermally expand. The fastest man in the world is Jamaica's Usain Bolt, with his world record of 9.58 seconds in the 100 meters and 19.19 seconds in the 200 meters, set right now at the 2009 Olympics. The largest castle that is in a cave is Prajama Castle in Slovenia, which was built in the 13th century. It was built here to protect its back from potential enemies. The oldest building in the world is the Temple of Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, which dates back to the Neolithic period, that is, from approximately 9,600 BC. Deep in the Kievan region of Ukraine lies a dreamlike place where romance and nature intertwine in an eternal dance, the Tunnel of Love. This railway passage, known as the Tunnel of Love, is the result of natural wonder and the passage of time. The trees lining the railway tracks have grown in such a way that they formed a green canopy, creating a one-of-a-kind tunnel. This place has gained fame as an iconic destination for lovers. Here, time seems to stand still, allowing couples to immerse themselves in the magic of the moment and strengthen their bonds in a dreamlike setting. At the center of Sigiriya stands the majestic Lion Rock, an imposing rock formation that rises above the landscape to a height of about 200 meters and is surrounded by a moat and a wall. At the top, there were the remains of an ancient palace and fortress of King Kashyapa from the 5th century. Before ascending to the Lion Rock, in the middle part of the fortress, visitors will find the Hanging Gardens, a series of landscape terraces with pools and canals. The most densely populated country in the world is Monaco. With more than 20,000 people per square kilometer, Monaco is considered the most densely populated country due to its small geographical size and high population concentration. This principality, located on the Mediterranean coast of Europe, has a territorial area of only 2.02 square kilometers, while it is estimated that approximately 40,000 people live there. Zhangye Dangxia Geological Park in China is known for its brightly colored rock formations, which look like abstract paintings on the earth. The layers of sedimentary rock have created a unique landscape that is often compared to a rainbow. In China, there is the Shilin Stone Forest, a unique karst landscape filled with surreal-looking rock formations shaped by erosion over millions of years. Some of these structures resemble stone trees, giving the forest a mystical and enchanting atmosphere. It has also served as inspiration for films such as Dungeons & Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. The widest river in the world is the Rio de la Plata, located in Argentina. With an impressive width of 221 kilometers at its widest point, it serves as the border along its entire length between Argentina and Uruguay. The largest Magellanic penguin colony in the world is in Punta Tombo, Chubut, Argentina. Every year, Punta Tombo is transformed into a penguin kingdom, hosting more than 1 million of these elegant swimmers. The largest national park in the world is the Wrangell St. Elias National Park and Preserve in Alaska, which covers an area of approximately 53.321 square kilometers, encompassing an impressive diversity of landscapes, from glaciers and mountains to boreal forests and rivers. The oldest continuously inhabited city in the world is Damascus in Syria. Continuously inhabited since 6,300 BC, the capital of Syria, Damascus, is more than 8,000 years old. The largest and hottest desert in the world is the Sonoran Desert, which is located in Arizona, California, and the Mexican states of Sonora and Baja California, with a temperature that has reached 80 degrees Celsius in an area of 311,000 square kilometers. Between 1846 and 1940, more than 55 million Europeans emigrated to various countries around the world, mainly to North America, in what is known as the Great Migration. This massive movement of people had a significant impact on the demographics and culture of the receiving countries. At the mouth of the majestic Ganges River, in the delta of northeastern India and Bangladesh, lie the Sundarbans. The Sundarbans are home to the largest mangrove jungle in the world, an intricate labyrinth of canals that are home to rich biodiversity. In ancient times, purple dye was extremely expensive to produce and was reserved exclusively for royalty and high dignitaries. This dye was obtained from a marine mollusk called Balanus brandaris and was so valuable that it came to be called royal purple. The Corinth Canal is a shipping route that connects the Ionian Sea to the Aegean Sea. At first glance, it looks like a narrow, deep passage between two high cliffs. As we move through the canal, the rock walls loom over us, creating a feeling of claustrophobia as we move through this narrow passage, where the rock walls can be seen on both sides. During the bubonic plague pandemic in the 14th century, known as the Black Death, it is estimated that between 30% and 60% of Europe's population perished due to the disease. This event had profound social, economic, and cultural consequences throughout Europe. The sun accounts for approximately 99.86% of the total mass of the solar system. Emperor penguins can dive to depths of up to 500 meters and stay underwater for more than 20 minutes, thanks to their ability to reduce their heart rate and direct blood flow to vital organs on the Japanese island of Oshima. Known as Afghanite Island Kelm, the cat population outnumbers that of humans, making it a popular destination for feline lovers. The world record for the person who has survived the longest free fall without a parachute is held by Vesna Vulović, a Yugoslavian flight attendant who survived a 33,000-foot fall after her plane disintegrated in 1972. Yellowstone National Park in the United States is home to the world's most famous geyser, Old Faithful, which regularly erupts about every 90 minutes, spewing hot water to heights of up to 180 feet. The harpy eagle phison, which inhabits the jungles of South America, has talons the size of a grizzly bear's claws and can lift prey, weighing up to half its own body weight. And that's all. Great people. Don't forget to subscribe and like so we can bring you part 4 soon with lots of fascinating information.